And that was his way of saying, you know, it's your time, LaSandra. Right when I had his support and I was ready to go, he passed away. Thank you, Jesus. So I didn't know how I was gonna do it. Welcome back to Grace and Grief. I'm LaSandra. Thank you for watching. Welcome. You're always welcome here. When we're grieving, I'm just talking about me. Like when I was in the early years, I was so frustrated with the process and the way that I wanted to come on with it. I wanted to come on, get on with it. And I wanted like my life to just come on and come together, and my emotions to just heal, and my mind to heal, and everything to come in alignment. And I just wanted it to come on and hurry up. But grief is not like that. And I've talked about this in a video that I made last year. I had gone through, just in my like 20s, a time where I really lost myself, and that was a lot of that was because I wanted to really please God. I really want to know God for myself and please God. And so went to a new church when I was in college. A lot of wonderful people, beautiful people, learned a lot of great things. However, one of the paradigms that was heavy from our pastor was that women should stay home with their children. They shouldn't be working outside the home. And a lot of the counsel that I received was very specific about that from him. Basically, like, you don't need to be working. You need to be home with your family and focus on your husband and your children, which in a way made sense to me because I felt like I didn't know what I was doing as a wife and a mother, and I needed to focus on that. I was very young. Obviously, I was 21 when I had Noel. I had just turned 23. And so I continued to work through, like, towards some education things and some career things. But it was as if I had went from running 100 miles an hour toward it to like 20 miles an hour. I really lost myself as a result of that because I was not showing up in the other purposes and plans that God had for my life, and things that I had worked on and sown into. It was like I had digressed. I was digressing. So when I was getting closer to 30, I remember when I was 28, I call it my quarter life crisis. Kenneth and I had bought a house. The kids were beautiful and healthy. He was healthy. We were doing well in the marriage, but I just didn't feel fulfilled because it felt like the things that were unique about me and the things that I cared about, like in my personhood, my gifts, my personality, my desires, my career goals, my education goals, my passions, my dreams, they were just on the back burner of my life. And I remember coming to him in the bedroom and I said, I feel like there's no room for me in my life. It's like I have this life where I get up all day and I work and I work and I do and I care for you, or I'm there for you, and I'm building this relationship with you and the children, I'm taking care of them, but there's no room for me. I'm not in it. I'm not a part of this. I'm just the person working to create. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about? That was a terrible, terrible time. That's why I call it my quarter life crisis. God bless, Kenneth, he was like, huh? I thought you wanted to be home, and I was like, well, I kind of do, but not, I kind of, maybe I don't really want to be home, with the kids all day. I don't know. And so he helped me. We joined forces together, and I began to take my 20% effort toward my career and education. I had already got my bachelor's, but it was always in my heart to get my master's. And, I started looking at graduate programs, and I started looking at part-time jobs, and I just started doing everything, reading other stuff and trying to network, and the Lord really blessed me. I started working part-time. I put my efforts toward doing domestic violence work because that was what was on my heart at the time, and just was able to do so much training around court advocacy. I did medical advocacy. Started my graduate school program, which was through American University, and I got my master's in public administration and policy. And so, and I was coming more into like me as a woman, right? Because I was at that point in my early 30s. So I was coming into like, who am I? What's my style? What's my look? And what's my thing? And right there when I was 34, had my master's, Kenneth had a joke where he was saying to me, well, I'm gonna come be a stay-at-home dad now. You gonna go work full time. And I was like, no, but we're not doing that, okay? But that was his joke. And that was his way of saying, you know, it's your time, LaSandra. Right when I had his support and I was ready to go, he passed away. Thank you, Jesus. So I didn't know how I was going to do it at that point, because the support that I had, it was like all this work and anticipation to come up out the gutter. It wasn't a gutter, but it felt bad to me. Hallelujah. All that time in preparation, and then right when it was time to go, he died. And it was like, I didn't know, well, how are you going to do it? And so I say all that to say, when he was gone, I knew that me, him, and God were working on a plan for me, but the people around me didn't know. So when everyone's coming at me like, you should be doing this and you should be doing that, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? It was like extra tormenting, because I had felt like, no, I was working on something. And the only person that really understood what it was and how important it was and how God had dealt with me is no longer really here. One of the things I had to do was I couldn't rush my process. Sometimes I wanted to rush myself, but God, it was almost like God knew, you need time. You need time for things to unfold. You need time for trial and error, baby. You need time for trial and error so that you know for yourself what is right for you or your children or your career or your health or what are your relationships. You have to know. And experience, in many ways, we don't want to experience things. We just want to know, and we want to, but the experiences is the teacher, and it's okay. Experience is an amazing teacher, and you have freedom to fail. You have freedom to explore. There was a season of my widowhood journey in the early years where it was like I was just exploring. I was expanding my mind. A lot of times we need time to dream again. Like our dreams, I was creating dreams with a person for 20 years and now they're gone. I need time to dream. I need time to wake up this that wonder and that awe and that faith. I need to be inspired again. I need to see things. I need to look at art, and I need to travel, and I need to sit and ponder what my life can be, what God is calling me to be, what the potential is, so that I can think big, expand my vision. I need to be exposed to new content, new people, new information, new spaces, new industries, so that I can get a real picture and I can hear God and sense what God is leading me to do and be next. Don't let anybody rob you of that. That's what we need to be. That's necessary. You know, when you're starting your life over from scratch, that's necessary. So sometimes the people around us, or even ourselves internally, we can apply a pressure to ourselves or allow other people to apply a pressure to us to hurry up and figure it all out and get it all together. And guess what? That's not necessary. There is value in the process. And so I thank God that He didn't allow me to come into nothing real fast. I came in, I talked on past videos, I just felt like I was slow cooked. I'm still being slow cooked. It's okay. Don't rush your process. Don't rush it. You want to know what happened with the policy stuff? Okay, here you go. I just got a phone call one day. I was minding my business, not even thinking about doing that. And I got a phone call one day from a friend of mine who is a local elected official. And she said, "Do you want to be appointed to the school board?" I was like, huh? What are you talking about? And I just said, yes, I do. There was a seat available. She was like, you know, they asked me for a recommendation. You're the first person I thought about. And she didn't even know really what I was trying to do fully in my career stuff. And I've also worked with a friend of mine that is a Illinois state representative, and done policy work with her, and had some bills that were passed into law. Loved it. I love writing policy. I love policy modification. I love policy analysis. Yeah, I enjoyed my time with her, so I've done that work, and now I'm doing school board, and now I work for an organization where we train young women in the political process. We help them harness their political power, help them make those connections with other elected officials and community leaders, and help them basically mobilize their own communities around issues that are important to them, in hopes that they will also run for office if that's their desire. It's like all full circle for me. God is blessing me. I'm going to continue on my journey. I feel like I'm in the right place, in the right time. I get to use my degree. I get to use my master's and my undergraduate bachelor's degree. I get to be with the people that are doing it and wanting to do it and in the space. And I know that God is going to continue to open up doors for me in that area. And in addition, I get to do this. I get to do Grace and Grief. We have a conference annually. I get to public speak and be on the panels and write and talk and connect with all of you. And I can see more clearly too how this is also a part of my calling and my destiny, and other things too. Like, God keeps me very I always have a lot of ideas going on in my head of more things, but I'm in a good place. So these are some lessons learned. Obviously in these videos lately, I really am just wanting to pour out lessons learned, things that maybe I've learned the hard way, nuggets, my life experiences, whatever I can tell you to bless you and help you on your journey. Okay, so thank you for watching. Subscribe to this channel, share this video. Maybe there's someone you know who it might help, and I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.